So guys, I'm just heading home. We're heading back from this long hike that we've had. It's 8 miles, but the terrain has been really quite crazy. So I just wanted to show you some of the scenery. It's raining, as you can see by the hill over there, and I'm heading downhill because we've done a lot of uphill going, and we're on the last half mile of 8 miles worth. I just thought I'd show you the path and the countryside that I'm in, and it's been absolutely crazy. Just over there in that direction where you can see that little path, we went all the way up, climbed right to the top, all the way around and back down again. So here I am, walking through the end of my hiking trip, or towards the end of my hiking trip. I'm just getting directions and we're heading down this way. These are the guys I was with, and we've come from the very top, a long and winding sort of road, and don't mind admitting I'm extremely tired because the terrain is very changeable. We've walked through peat bogs that have been waterlogged, we've gone through lots of natural rivers, and we've climbed up rocks, and I mean really up rocks, and we've climbed down rocks, and we've walked across. This is quite a comfortable walk compared to the walk that I've already had and already done. So I'm going at a fair old pace, which I can do. But yeah, it was a tough one. But having said that, it's really been an enjoyable one. I've really enjoyed this. It's a lot of thanks to Anthony, Jim and Vaughan. They're the park rangers in the Peak District who have taken us on this guided walk, shown us the sights and the what's left of the aircraft wrecks, some of which are 80 years old. A lot of the wrecks were removed, or most of the bigger pieces were either removed, burned or buried, because as other planes were going over, they were calling in downed planes, when in fact the plane had probably been crashed and abandoned over a year ago. So whilst there wasn't a great deal to see in terms of what was there, it is a monument to the history of the place. Some of the crashes, the pilots survived, and some unfortunately they didn't, and it was there and it's good to see. You can probably see in the foreground I'm approaching a sheep as we're walking along the trail and still going downhill. Oh, I don't think you can hear the sheep in the background. I can. A little bit of a low wall coming up. And a friendly sheep here. Ah, there you go, he's seen me. Looks like a ram. Well, the rain's getting heavier. You may be able to hear that more. Ant! Right, so I'm coming down this way. They're quite steep steps. I'm going to get off the steps because they're a bit slippery. That's the sheep. Well, he's a ram. The rain's heavy. It's starting to get heavier. We were on top of all of that. Now we're heading down at a fair old pace. Just getting directions from my colleague. But yeah, you can see that. I'm going to be going all the way down. My guys are all up there, further up, coming down. I'm still heading down. It's quite a drop on this side actually, look. See the road there, and then down here it goes right down. There's sheep in the distance there. Keep going. I'm staying on the muddy bit because the stones are a bit slippery, so I'm finding that my feet are, I've got a better grip on the roadway. As coming up to the forest of the fir trees there. You'll probably see a camping ground right in the very background there. Still going downhill. It's quite tough on the knees, but so far so good. Steady pace, getting there. Ooh. I'm already quite a ways down, and behind me and further up, I've just come from that the last minute or two. Difficult to show how big the drop is. I'll stay on here and just jump down and down again. Ooh. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, it's a bit shaky. I'm just holding it in my hand rather than on a gimbal. Look at that. That's heather. There are two types. The darker heather is Scottish heather, and the lighter stuff is Yorkshire heather. And the Scottish heather is tougher, as you can see here. Spindly, strong. It's tougher than the Yorkshire heather. And it was seeded. All of these hills were seeded because as the rains come down, they erode the soil. So what we did, or what they did in their infinite wisdom, was to take tons and tons and tons of Scottish heather, fly over and drop the seeds into this area. This one doesn't have much, but further over and towards the top there's a heck of a lot of it. And it stops the soil erosion because the roots of these things are particularly strong. So basically they bind the soil and stop it from eroding off and disappearing. So still going downhill, as you can see. I'm just going to move my camera over because I've got people coming up, and give you a view of the landscape over that side while I go down. Hello. Okay. So I'm probably going to stop at the tree line because I'm not entirely sure which way I'm going after that. Or I may just give a quick hand signal to Anthony, the beat ranger.
I want to go back down. Come on, do you zip up? I want to go back down.
Anth!
Not time yet. Oh,
When you came up when you were 5, when you got up.
Alright, here we go. You just give me the okay signal to tell me I'm going that way. That's what I'm going to do. It seems to be a little bit more gentle. You see the stone steps? I'll just show you them. They're actually steps that lead up. That's what I'm going down. Heather's quite big here. It's not as big at the top of the. It's not as big as at the top of the hills, but it's probably because it's a tougher environment to be in. Basically because it's very windy up there all of the time. Because you're on the high ground, the wind hits, and it's chilly and cold there all the time. It tends to be quite warm down here, and the sunshine hits, and it's warm, and obviously the plants grow better. They're hardy. Heather is a hardy plant. The Scottish stuff, that'll grow on top of a mountain. Really good stuff. So we're out of the wilderness practically. If you look at what we've got here, Anthony's all the way up there, which is what I've just walked down as I turned round. And right at the very top is where we came from, including the tops over there as well. We're out of the wilderness and we're getting into agricultural land, tamed land. Land that is neat and cultivated. And here we go. I wish you were here, you could smell the pine of that gate. Ant, straight through.
Yeah, straight down.
So here we go. Stop grazing, please close. We'll do that. By heck, it's a difficult drop this, isn't it? I'll go this way. Get onto the mud there. Walk round. So it's grazing land. Pretty soon, as you get closer, you'll start to see the sheep. Look at that. This is the English countryside. I'm very lucky. I don't have to go very far to find beautiful places, and I have like-minded friends who love it too, which is always a great thing. I'll just show you how far down I've already come. There you go, look. I'm halfway down. It just arrived, and I'm there you go, more sheep in the field. Let's go. Those guys right at the distance are almost at the bottom. That little hut in the distance is where we're aiming for. So I'll get down there. So we've had a big group actually. There were, I think, 11 came and 3 staff, if you like, the 3 of the rangers, so 14, and it was really nice. Really lovely people. I find that people who like to do this kind of thing are very down to earth. Very down to earth, very likeable, very open people. And every one of them has been a really nice, personable person. Happy to have a bit of a chat and talk. Cracked a few jokes on the way. When it got tough, we helped each other out. Bless them. I've got to say, at some point, I was particularly tired. It really took it out of me. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I really enjoyed this trip. So, big field, agricultural land. It shows how far up they are now because they're right up there. And they're just waiting for everybody to catch up. I've gone a little bit ahead, just so that I can have a little bit of a conversation with you guys. I wasn't really able to do that at the top because I was out of breath. That's the first thing. Tells me my fitness is not great. But at the same time, it's difficult to do in a group and have a conversation like that whilst lots of other things are going on. Almost there. You can probably see the field is full of sheep. All those little white dots there. Sheep grazing. Let's bring that back down. Oh, there we go. And we'll carry on. Almost onto flat land. So this area is next to, it's called Kinderscout, which is the area of the moors that we've been on. All of that is Kinderscout. They're right at the very top up there. All of that is Kinderscout. But the village is called Edale. Edale's a very small village. It's probably only got one main road going through. Not many houses. But it is the busiest place I've ever seen. Unbelievable amount of visitors. There must have been 100 people going up to have a walk. Walking, hiking and climbing in the hills like this is a huge pastime. So this is here from when there used to be a gate and a fence. It's all open land now. No need for that. Almost there. There's a path here. I'm going to bring us to the path, and I think I'm going to call it a day. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. It's just a little snippet of the place that I went to. I've got more little bits. I may chain them on the end of this. Oh, here we go. Just a quick one. The holes that you see there in this stone are holes that were drilled into the floor. Go on, you're right, mate. Holes that were drilled into the floor when Sheffield Forge Masters used to have this as their flooring. This was donated. Another one there, see another two there. This was donated and turned into a pathway for the countryside for these sorts of areas. Rather than dump them and get rid of them, they're here for public use. It's very good. And they are right up there. My guys are right up there. Let's just zoom in a little bit. I'm on 3 times magnification. I'm on about 4.5. They're coming. There we go. And yeah, we're on terra firma, we're on flat ground. And that's been it. It's been my day. Kinderscout, looking at the aircraft wrecks of the Second World War. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit different because it was just me walking on the path. But, you know, it's a lovely spot and I did want to share something with you, even though it's raining. It's still lovely Yorkshire. Okay, I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed that, guys, and of course, fingers crossed, all being well, I shall see you on the next one. Bye for now.